Council held by electronic means. And just before we start into this, can I just get a roll call here? Tonight, we have with you Councillor Van Betju. Present?
Present, sorry, Your Worship.
Councillor Janke?
Present.
Councillor Corrigan?
Present.
Councillor Richards?
Present.
Councillor Morissette?
Present.
Councillor Mickle?
Present.
Mayor Roy? City Clerk Richter?
Present.
City Manager Warren?
Present.
Director of Engineering Wilkinson?
Present.
Director of Finance Missal?
Present.
Development Officer Fletcher?
Present.
Communications Coordinator Tenbolt.
Present.
With that being said, can I have a motion to allow remote electronic council meeting, please?
Yes, Your Worship, Councillor Mickle, that City Council suspend the rules of order as set out in the council procedure bylaws to allow the City Council and City Administration to participate in the regular meeting of City Council this 25th day of May, 2021.
Worship, this is Councillor Janke. I would like to second that motion.
Discussion? Hearing none. Councillor Mickle, how do you vote?
Yes?
Councillor Morissette?
Yes.
Councillor Richards?
Yes.
Councillor Corrigan?
Yes.
Councillor Janke?
Yes.
Councillor Van Betju? Councillor Van Betju?
Yes.
And Mayor Roy, yes. Moving forward, do you have a motion to approve the minutes of the regular council meeting that was held and the S&P strategic priorities, planning and priorities meeting held May 10th, 2021. Do you have a motion, please?
Yes, Your Worship, this is Councillor Van Betju. I'd like to make a motion that the minutes of the regular council meeting and the strategic planning and priority meeting held May 10th, 2021 be approved.
Second,
Your Worship, this is Councillor Corrigan. I will second that motion.
discussion? Hearing none. Councillor Mickle,
Yes?
Councillor Morissette,
Yes.
Councillor Richards,
Yes.
Councillor Corrigan,
Yes.
Councillor Janke,
Yes.
Councillor Van Betju,
Yes.
Mayor Roy, yes. Any additions to the agenda?
Mayor Roy, there's no additions from administration tonight.
Anything from council? Hearing none, we're moving forward. There's no public hearings or notices, but under delegations, proclamations, and petitions, we have a proclamation to be made tonight, Native Prairie Appreciation Week. Allow me my glasses, if you will, please. Native Appreciation Week is dedicated to raising awareness and appreciation of native prairie ecosystems and the importance of Saskatchewan's provincial, environmental, and agriculture sectors. And whereas Native Prairie Appreciation Week is declared jointly by the Saskatchewan Ministries of Agriculture and Environment as the third week in June since 1999, and whereas the Saskatchewan Prairie Conservation Action Plan encourages all Saskatchewan residents to go outside and explore native prairie, whether it's right in your own backyard or a short drive to the country. Therefore, I, Mayor Marcel Roy, City of Weyburn, do hereby proclaim June 13th to the 19th, 2021 as Native Appreciation Week in the City of Weyburn. Reports of standing committees. There are none. Consent agenda, cash activity report, and the annual fire report. Do I have a motion, please, to accept?
Your Worship, it's Councillor Richards. I'll make a motion that the following items on the consent agenda be accepted as presented. The cash activity report for April and the fire department's annual report for 2020.
Your Worship, this is Councillor Morissette, and I will second that motion.
And these can be found on our city website if you wish to read them. Any discussion? Hearing none, how do you vote? Councillor Mickle,
Yes.
Councillor Morissette,
Yes.
Councillor Richards,
Yes.
Councillor Corrigan,
yes,
Councillor Janke,
Yes.
Councillor Van Bettu,
yes,
Mayor Roy, yes. Moving forward to a motion, motions, not emotions there, Jeff, just a motion to motions. Accounts payable. Do you have a motion, please?
Your worship, Councillor Corrigan here. I'd like to move that the purchases in the amount of $1,107,774.38 from May 7th to May 20th, 2021 be approved.
Second,
yes, it's Councillor Van Betchu, and I will second that motion, your worship.
discussion? Hearing none. Councillor Mickle,
Yes.
Councillor Morissette,
Yes.
Councillor Richards,
Yes.
Councillor Corrigan,
Yes,
Councillor Janke,
Yes.
Councillor Van Bettu,
Yes,
Mayor Roy, yes. If you can just move, we are now going to the vehicles tender. And that would be you there, Janine Wilkinson, if you would, our engineer.
Yes, good evening. So the first tender I'm presenting is for quarter-ton pickup trucks. So Fleet Services has allotted a department budget for $77,000 for two quarter-ton trucks. And this is to replace two older units that were sold at auction for a total of $6,900 already. So on April 19th, the tender was posted on SAS Tenders in the City of Weyburn website. The competition was allowed to prepare bids to provide quotations for two 2021 or 2022 Class 1 quarter-ton trucks. Quotations were to be received by the City of Weyburn by May 5th, 2021 at 12 p.m. A total of two tenders were received. The results of the proposals are as follows. So we received one for Barber Motors and Capital Ford Lincoln. So based on a full assessment of the two proposals from Barber Motors and Capital Ford Lincoln, the two 2022 Chevy Colorado trucks from Barber Motors best meet the tender and operational requirements as outlined by the city. So it is recommended that the two 2022 Chevrolet Colorados be awarded to Barber Motors at a bid price of $75,480 net cost delivered.
Do I have a motion, please?
Yes, your worship. This is Councillor Morissette, and I would be happy to make the motion that the bid of Barber Motors Limited of Weyburn, Saskatchewan, to supply two 2022 Chevy Colorado trucks at a bid price of $75,480 net cost delivered be approved.
This is Councillor Mickle, and I'll second that, your worship.
Discussion?
I have a question, your worship.
Go ahead.
These trucks, are they in stock or do we have to get them ordered?
We will get them ordered, and we are expected to see them late August, beginning of September.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Hearing none, how do you vote? Mr. Mickle?
Yes.
Councillor Morissette?
Yes.
Councillor Richards?
Yes.
Councillor Corrigan?
yes,
Councillor Janke?
Yes.
Councillor Van Bettu?
yes,
Mayor Roy? Yes. Passed unanimously. Moving forward, Jennifer, if you would be so kind again, landfill compactor lease or rebuild.
So the next one is for our landfill compactor lease or rebuild that we have at the landfill. So Fleet Services has an allotted department budget for a capital lease of $120,000 per year for a lease of a new landfill packer. Fleet Services also explored the option of reconditioning the current landfill compactor. On April 19th, 2021, the tender was posted on SAS Tenders in the city website. Competition was prepared to allow bidders to provide option one, which was a lease option for one new 2021-2022 landfill compactor. This has included a trade of Unit 21, which is our 2009 16F landfill compactor, so that's currently what we have out there. And then option 2 was reconditioning of the current Unit 21 compactor. So option 1 is presented below. This was the lease. So all quotations had to be received by the City of Weyburn by March 14th, and a total of 3 proposals were received for option 1. So the results of the proposals are as follows, and they're broken down basically on a 36-month term, a 48-month term, and then what would be a 60-month term. And as you can see, the 3 competitors, the trade-in value doesn't change. Oh, sorry, there's a 72-month term as well. And so then you can see the cost per year and how that fits with budget based on the term options. So then option 2 was reconditioning of the 2009 compactor. Only 2 bidders provided this, and once again, it was to be received by May 14th. So as you can see from option 2, there was over $400,000 or $386,000 to recondition our current unit. So based on a full bid assessment of the 14 proposals, because of the different term options, we are recommending a 5-year lease of the 2021 Caterpillar 816F from Finning Canada best meets the budget and operational requirements as outlined by the city. So it is recommending that we offer this 5-year lease to Finning Canada at a price of $93,680.09 net costs delivered per year for 5 years.
Do you have a motion, please?
Yes, Your Worship. This is Councillor Janke. I'll move that Council accept the bid of Finning Canada for the supply of a compactor with a bid of a 2021 Caterpillar 816F on a 5-year lease in the amount of $93,680.09 per year.
Do you have a
Councillor Richard, yeah, Councillor Richards, I'll second that.
discussion? Mr. Richards?
Yeah, thanks, Your Worship. Good work, Jen, to you and your team, including Mr. Bedore. Good work on this. Looks like the dollar figures are favorable, which isn't oftentimes what we hear. I guess my question to you is, and this is just coming from me who doesn't understand this stuff enough, when you go into a 5-year lease on a piece of equipment like this, is there an ongoing maintenance contract? I'm sure there's an ongoing maintenance contract. How much of that lies on the city's shoulders, and how much of that lies on the provider of the machinery? And if you could just help us understand what the maintenance ongoing looks like.
Yeah, so one of the benefits of why we were looking at Caterpillar Finning is they have an extended warranty offered for the life of the lease for the 5 years, so 7,000 hours including travel, where the others were about 2 to 3 years with travel on top, and we average about 1,350 hours per year, to give you an idea. So the 7,000 hours was an extremely big perk for us. And then there is a comprehensive scheduled maintenance program available for the life of the lease. So this would come out of the operations budget yearly. But that is a big thing with this, with it, is that they do offer a really good warranty package in comparison.
And thanks for that. That's what I sort of thought. And then a question that I think might be in here but didn't come clear to me is, what happens to the 816 then?
So we have been offered trade value on that. As you can see in the terms above, there is what they offered for trade. So Finning Caterpillar did give a lower trade-in value than the other companies, but they still come in at a lower price.
Great.
Based on their lease. We have been contacted as well by other agencies about our landfill packer. So we are investigating all options to see what would happen there.
Thank you.
Any further discussion?
Yes, Your Worship. Jennifer, when did we receive this 2021 unit from Caterpillar?
So Caterpillar, actually, that was another perk to their offer, is they're only about a 6-week delivery.
So the 2009, is it still working?
Yes.
Thank you.
No further discussion? Call for a question. Mr. Mickle?
Yes.
Councillor Morissette?
Yes.
Councillor Richards?
Yes.
Councillor Corrigan?
Yes.
Councillor Janke?
Yes.
Councillor Van Betchu,
Yes.
Mayor Roy, yes. Passed unanimously. Moving forward, trails paving tender. Again, Engineer Wilkinson.
Yeah, so this is for the 2021 trails paving. So the 2021 budget has an allocated $75,000 for the trails paving project. Contractors have been requested to recap the city trails in areas of the Red Coat Trail portion, which is a little over 1,000 meters, and a section at River Park, which is about 100 meters. And the trails would be recapped with 50 millimeters of asphalt. So on April 1st, 2021, the asphalt tender was posted on SAS Tenders in the city website. Quotations were to be received by the City of Weyburn as of Friday, April 30th, 2021. The bids were reviewed, and it became apparent that this was not the amount that we'd asked for, which was the 6,400 meters squared, was not going to fit in the allotted budget that we had proposed. So we made the decision to have all interested contractors rebid the trails paving program because we did cut it by a significant amount. We cut it to 3,460 meters squared, and because that was such a substantial cut on it, we asked them to rebid it in the event that unit price was changing based on MOB and demob costs. And they were asked to submit these bids no later than 2 p.m. Friday, May 14th. So a total of 3 proposals were received, and they were from Genco Asphalting, ASL Paving, and Site Management. So we are asking that the 2021 trail paving contract be awarded to ASL Paving as per the cost detailed in the conditions stipulated in the RFP to ASL Paving for $80,320.80.
Do I have a motion, please?
Your worship, this is Councillor Morissette, and I would like to make the motion that the bid of ASL Paving for the 2021 trail paving contract in the amount of $80,320.80 be approved.
Second,
Councillor Mickle, and I'll second that.
discussion. Jennifer, we're only over just a slight bit, but this will still give us a lot of the trails being kept up.
Yeah, exactly. And I have chatted with the Parks Department to confirm that they will be able to handle this overage in their budget. And I have talked to Leisure Director, and he feels that based on the $5,000 overage, that we will still be okay overall in their budget.
Your worship, if I may.
Yes.
Thanks. Again, yeah, good work. I wanted a couple of comments. First off, user of the trails, and I was out on the weekend. I see that even I think our city crews have done a little patchwork on that north trail that runs along 5th Ave, and I do appreciate the work that's being done. So thank you for that. I see lots of people all the time on our trails, so they get used, and I think they're very well respected. So that comment, and kudos to you and your department, Jen. Second comment is that is a very expensive paving. So I know that you will adjust things going forward next year, because I think we may have to consider the amount of dollars that are going into that project in the very near future.
Any further comments? With that being said, we move forward. How do you vote? Mr. Mickle?
Yes.
Councillor Morissette?
Yes.
Councillor Richards?
Yes.
Councillor Corrigan?
Yes.
Councillor Janke?
Yes.
Councillor Membechu?
Yes.
Mayor Roy? Yes. Prevention hotlines, the supporting motion. Mr. Warren, I believe this is yours.
Yes, Your Worship, I can speak to this. So we received this from Dr. Robert Kitchen, Member of Parliament for Souris Moose Mountain. So they're looking for a resolution from council. So what happened is that MP Todd Doherty, who's conservative, went through unanimous consent to bring national 3-digit suicide prevention hotline to Canada. So what they're asking for is a resolution from council that would support this new 3-digit hotline, which would be 988, and it'd be offered to all Canadians. So they've been actually providing this to a lot of different municipalities, including ourselves, and they're just looking for a resolution from you guys tonight.
Do you have a resolution?
Yes, Your Worship, Councillor Van Betchu. I'd like to make a resolution that the following motion of support be passed. Whereas the federal government has passed a motion to adopt 988, a national 3-digit suicide and crisis hotline. And whereas the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic has increased the demand for suicide prevention services by 200%. And whereas existing suicide prevention hotlines require the user to remember a 10-digit number and go through directories or be placed on hold. And whereas in 2022, the United States will have in place a national 988 crisis hotline. And whereas the City of Weyburn recognizes that it is a significant and important initiative to ensure critical barriers are removed to those in crisis and seeking help. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the City of Weyburn endorses this 988 crisis line initiative.
Do you have a second?
Your worship, this is Councillor Corrigan. I will second that motion.
Comments or discussion? I'd just like to say that I am sure everyone here has known someone in the past year or been connected somehow in the past year with people who are in either crisis or suicide. And this is, although there's no easy solution, this is one step forward that I believe that we as a council can make. So that being said, call to good question. Mr. Mickle?
Yes.
Councillor Morissette?
Yes.
Councillor Richards?
Yes.
Councillor Corrigan?
Yes.
Councillor Janke?
Yes.
Councillor Van Bettu?
Yes.
Mayor Roy? Yes. So it's passed. Unfinished business, tax concession request. Mr. Mayor Warren?
Yeah, Your Worship, I'll speak to that. So Weyburn City Council has received a request from developer requesting a property tax exemption for a currently vacant facility here in Weyburn. The facility they're looking at is Block D, Plan 99 SE 36349, which is surface parcel 144951835. So what they're asking for is a property tax exemption for this building in an effort to make sure this vacant building has a new commercial or industrial business located within that. Within the Cities Act, Council is provide the opportunity to provide tax exemption to businesses for this reason. So this is within subsection of 262 within the Cities Act. That you guys are allowed to do this within a request from this proponent. Also within that section 263, you can also look at the education portion of the taxes as well, up to a certain threshold for that as well.
Do we have a motion, please?
Yes, Your Worship, if I may, Matthew, thanks a lot for all the work you put into this particular document for the City of Weyburn. It's much appreciated. I'm prepared to make a motion that a full tax concession, municipal and school portion, to the applicant and proposed owner of 54 Queen Street, Block D, Plan 99, South SE 36349, surface parcel 144951835, be approved with the conditions of proof of finalization of the land sale to the applicant, subject to the proposed business operation being confirmed, and the proposed owner be required to accept the property tax concession within 120 days with the following terms of concession. And that is a 1-year, 100% property tax exemption.
Your Worship, is Councillor Richards. I'll second that.
Discussion?
Yes, Your Worship, if you don't mind.
Sure, go ahead.
City Manager Warren, I know this is a question I had asked previously, but just for anybody out there listening, nobody will be on the hook then for the education portion of those property taxes, correct? It's not going to fall back on the City of Weyburn taxpayers?
That's correct. So within the Cities Act, so under section 263, it allows the city to exempt school taxation without having to make up the school tax revenue. So that's something that's put right within the Cities Act to make sure that we do not have to make up that funding.
Okay, thanks.
I guess as mayor here also, that the comments can be made on there that we're giving tax concessions when other people are not getting tax concessions. But there's a balance that needs to be held for development within the city and trying to stimulate the development and trying to move forward. And we, as cities, have a very limited amount of tools in our toolboxes to actually go forward with trying to improve a business environment, especially through these stressing times, and also for what we can actually do for stimulation. But at the same time, too, we have to also consider the other taxpayers. So that is why we are limiting also what we're doing. So there's a balancing act that we have to do. And that is why I believe that I'll go forward with this on myself, simply because we have to do something to stimulate, but at the same time, we can't be giving out far too much all along the way. Mr. Mickle?
Thank you, Worship. Very true, Your Worship. The council worked very hard on this particular issue. It's not only for this individual that comes today, it's in the future. And as you stated, Your Worship, there's other people that live in this community too, that go over our roads and look and say we need infrastructure, we need different repairs as well too. It's puzzling sometimes. You want to throw the hand out to everybody, but you have to watch what you're doing. We're dealing with taxpayers' money. And this sounds rich maybe to some people, 1 year, but we have to work with the industry, and we're doing that. But we also work for the citizens of this city. And I know through the cleanup week that we just put in, infrastructure always came up in the conversation. So I think we made a wise decision. It didn't happen overnight. And I respect the administration for coming forward with some good planning. And I think we have to move forward. And I wish Mr. Stewart all the best with this brand new endeavor.
Further comments? Hearing none, call the question. How do you vote? Mr. Mickle?
Yes.
Councillor Morissette?
Yes.
Councillor Richards?
Yes.
Councillor Corrigan?
Yes.
Councillor Janke?
Yes.
Councillor Van Bettu?
Yes.
Mayor Roy? Yes. Passed unanimously. Janine, you are up next with the new business, a discretionary use permit.
Matthew, are you going to share your screen, or would you like me to?
You can share your screen for this.
Okay. So we've received an application for a discretionary use development permit for a ready-to-move dwelling unit that's been proposed at 445 6th Street Northeast. The site is currently zoned residential semi-detached, or R2, and ready-to-move dwelling is a discretionary use. The subject property is located on 6th Street Northeast, just south of 1st Avenue Northeast. The applicant is proposing to bring in an RTM dwelling unit, which measures 26 feet wide by 48 feet long, with an attached garage 19 feet wide by 22 feet long. As a discretionary use, a neighborhood notice is required and has to be sent out to all residents within a 75-meter radius of the property, which notifies them of the application and provides the opportunity to provide comments and concerns or feedback to council. Notices were sent out on May 7th, and no concerns or objections were received from the neighborhood notices being circulated. This is a map of the subject property. This is 1st Avenue here and 6th Street here. This is what the new dwelling will look like based on the plans that have been provided to us, and a building rendering of what the new dwelling will look like. The colors will likely differ. And they provided a site plan, so this would be 6th Street in the rear of the property here. It meets all of the requirements for setbacks.
So council has three options: to approve the development permit without further conditions, or approve the development permit subject to the following conditions. The new RTM dwelling shall comply with all minimum setback requirements as set out in table 5.5 of zoning bylaw 2020-3412. Building permit application shall be submitted, complete with site plan and construction details of the RTM prior to starting construction of the foundation. Manufacturer inspections shall be included with the building permit application, and landscaping compatible with the neighboring residential property shall be completed within 2 years of the building permit being issued. Or option 3, refuse the development permit for an RTM dwelling, subject to the following conditions or following reasons, and those reasons would have to be provided by the officer making the motion. So the staff recommendation, the development permit application for the proposed RTM dwelling unit meets the regulations of the R2 zone regarding setbacks, lot area, frontage, parking, and landscaping. Additionally, no neighborhood concerns or comments were provided. Therefore, staff would recommend option number 2 to approve the discretionary use development permit application 2021.008 with the conditions listed above in option 2.
Do I have a motion, please?
Your worship, this is Councillor Janke. I am pleased to move the development permit application 2021.008 to place a ready-to-move dwelling at 445 6th Street Northeast be approved with conditions as recommended.
Councillor Richards, I'll second that.
Discussion? Mr. Richard, go ahead.
Thanks, Your Worship. Janine, this is it's good to see some things happening. I trust and I know, and so I just want to let everybody know that you will remain on top of this, as I'm sure you've heard, and I know you're reasonably new yet in your role. You will have heard that, you know, there's been some bumps on the road of RTMs coming into R2 neighborhoods in Weyburn in the past. So I know that you will look after this with a great deal of diligence to ensure that we stay away from any of the little hiccups we may have had last time. So thank you for your attention on this one. I look forward to seeing this home in place.
Any further questions? Hearing none. Councillor Mickle, how do you vote?
Yes.
Councillor Morissette?
Yes.
Councillor Richards?
Yes.
Councillor Corrigan?
Yes.
Councillor Janke?
Yes.
Councillor Van Bettu?
Yes.
Mayor Roy? Yes. Passed unanimously. We are now moving forward here to inquiries and announcements. Any inquiries and announcements? Yeah. Anyone? Mr. Richards?
I would just say, if nobody asks our city engineer about the impact of this rainfall on our water reservoir, I would be disappointed. So at the risk of being disappointed, I'll ask myself.
Yes, obviously, this rainfall is very good for us. Not only is it raising the level of nickel, and I think we will see that continue to happen because we do have a lot of water flowing now. So I don't know if we have a full picture of how much water is going to end up there, but I know there is a lot of water flowing in there right now, and I'm hoping at the next council I can actually give you a full report on that. And then as well, this will help with our water quality, as additional rainfall always does help with the water quality of nickel. We're very happy.
Your worship, if I may?
I also
Yes.
Oh, sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
Go ahead, then.
I thought you were done. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I just have my own announcement, if that's okay.
Okay.
Since I was talking.
All right. Go ahead.
So we just wanted to give a really big, huge shout out to the residents of Weyburn for their participation in Way Clean Week. They did an absolutely amazing job, and it was just wonderful to see all the organizations out and the people out and the kids, and I think we just, you know, have to give a lot of credit to the residents because they really stepped up and really embraced the week, and I think the city is the big winner with the amount of garbage that was collected. I don't have an official garbage bag count, but I definitely know it was really, really high, so we're super proud of that. And just to let people know who were looking about the prize draws, that the winners are going to be announced shortly for that. So we do have a few prizes to give out for anybody who has submitted their pictures in.
Very good. And all the tree trimming that your, I guess Andrew's department is doing all plays into the same thing. The city is looking very good, and with all the rain, everything is looking really nice here now. So I'm very happy with all the citizens and the city staff that's working hard towards it. Mr. Janke, if you would, please.
Yes, I want to echo Jen's comments about everyone's hard work. And I also would like to humbly concede to Councillor Morissette's team. My team got out there, we did our very best, but I would say that she outperformed us. So congratulations, Team Morissette.
Well, and I can't take all of the credit for that, Councillor Janke. My girls were big proponents in that. They're little environmental bugs. They love getting out there and making sure that their surroundings are clean for all of their friends. So I think it was definitely a group effort, and this city really was the real winner. And we're hoping to keep this up all summer and keep the level of garbage definitely down and off the streets.
Mr. Mickle.
Your worship, I can't stay out of this conversation. Jennifer, you started it. So, you know, this was just tremendous, your worship. And I hear through the grapevine, there was somebody from Esteban snooping around our city last week. And you know what that means, people. And I think I know who it was. Anyway, the citizens of Weyburn have spoken, your worship. And we're ready for the regular season against Esteban next year in the Golden Garbage Can for sure. Because I was in Esteban looking too. And we have work to do, but we can do it. And I'm very proud of this community.
Very good. We have a announcement here that and it goes with the campaign for Huntington's disease. The city of Weyburn will be taking part in Light It Up for Huntington's disease campaign on May 28th. City Hall will turn its outdoor lights to blue and purple to increase awareness and understanding for the disease. Huntington disease, a fatal generic brain disorder that causes the progressive breakdown of nerve cells in the brain. It's like having the symptoms of ALS, Alzheimer's, and Parkinson's all in one disease, a very debilitating disease. Local Weyburn residents, Lisa Polak and her daughter, Sophie, requested the city take part in this campaign to show support for Sophie's grandmother who passed away from Huntington's disease. Sophie has been making keychains, and I purchased one. You can get another one. Anybody that wants one, you can contact with her, and she will be happy to sell. We are proud of people like Sophie who at a young age work hard to raise awareness for the important cause. Thank you, Sophie, and keep up the good work. And anybody that wants to gain a keychain from her, she'll be glad to sell them. Thank you. Any further comments?
Yeah, I have
Laura.
one. It's Laura. So the 2021 tax notices were mailed out last week, and with it being a revaluation year, that you'll notice on your tax notice that it has the 2020 and the 2021 assessments on there. And you get 60 days if you want to appeal your assessment. You can appeal your assessed value, not your tax levy. And there's a process to go through the appeal. So you can either call us or go on our website to get the appeal form. The assessment roll, so it's open for 60 days. It's available at City Hall. Due to COVID, we ask that you make an appointment if you want to come in to view it, and you can call us at 848-3205 to make an appointment. That's it.
Any further questions? There's no more inquiries and announcements. There's no notice of motions. And with that, I thank everyone for viewing us, and we'll meet back here again. What day, Danette, if you would, please?
We'll be back on June 14th at 5 p.m.
Until then, thank you very much. See you later.